Hello everyone, my name is Çağrı Dükünlü and I'm a student of the Electrical Electronical Engineering Department. I'm doing my master right now. Today the task 2 is to show the ID3 and the C4.5 comparison and which is the better at some points. Uh, Before I start with that, I want to give a little information about the models. The two of them is the ID3 and C4.5. ID3 iterative tachometer 3 was developed in 1966 by Roscoe. The algorithm creates a multi-way tree finding for each node in a greedy manner. The categorical feature the will yield the largest information gain for categorical targets. Trees are grown to their maximum size, then pruning step is usually applied to improve the ability of the tree to generalize the unseen data. And C45 is a successor of the ID3 and removed the restriction that features must be categorical by dynamically defining a discrete attribute based on a numerical variables that partitions the continuous attribute value into a discrete set of intervals. C4.5 converts the trained trees, the output of the ID3 algorithm, into sets of if-then rules. This accuracy of each rule is then evaluated to determine the order in which they should be applied. Pruning is done by removing a rule precondition if the accuracy of the rule improves without it. Yeah, similarly, we can see that C4.5 is similar to the ID3, but it's a more evaluated, developed version of the ID3 version. This is why generally we say that C4.5 is better at so many points than the ID3. For the code side, I had used the iris datasets. I will try to implement it to other tasks as well. The plotting sites, let's see what we have in the section. The species in here colored with the matplotlib and seaborn SNS. You can see in the sepal width centimeters, sepal length centimeters, and vice versa. The species are colored and petal length and petal width seem like this. And you can see petal length and width is more seeming accurately for the distribution for checking. And you can see the IDs and histogram values if you need to consider the values. Today, I will be implementing two different algorithms from the outside libraries. One of them is you can see in here, decision tree, ID3 estimator. You can check the values from the py.org in the, I'm giving you the link in here. And another one is a Turkish developers that use the Chef Boost for itself. It has the ID3, C45, and the more developed version of the card from the ID3 and C45. You should be installing this first for usement in your projects. The link is also you can find in here. And after I showed it to you, let's get in action and see what we can do. The code I wrote it in here is still a little less because I used libraries, not wrote it by myself. The first thing, we visualize the values with the histogram, the values, and ID3 library is in action right here from the ID3 estimator and export graph to show the graphing the decision tree. And the C45 unfortunately doesn't have a visualization support, so we will be checking the C45 and ID3 accuracy in here. Let me check the homework out dot. Yes, I found it. Out dot, the value from the export graph will be converted to a Word file and it will be ex exported like this. You can export the word values to PNG values, which will be like this. You just need to go to graph visit and put your word into it, and it will be changing your dot words to a PNG value, which will be this is the decision tree will be created for these data sets. And the code is in right here, implementing export graph is, and take the out dot value clv3 out dot. You can see it in here right here. I had the out dot value with this, and I had gone to the site, exported to the PNG, and that was the decision tree I got from the data. And C4.5 doesn't have a visualization, but it imported very well. Its accuracy is 97, which is very good. And you can see confusion matrix, decision tree, iris settable accuracy. The first decision accuracy is for the ID3 estimator, and others for the chef boost. You can see the chef boost actually is a better model for this iris datasets. So in this type of the decision tree problems, it's better usement for choosing the C4.5 because it's more developed version of these models. I hope you guys understand the section a little bit better. See you at the another task.